I'm Johnny Mindlin reporting for Barnet TV, and we are today at Barnet Town Hall in Hendon to meet some of the older residents and to learn about Silver Sundays.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
It's great to see so many people here. Welcome to the worshipful, the Mayor of the London of Barnet, ladies and gentlemen, to our first Silver Sunday event here in Barnet. I'm Matthew Kendall, a Director of Adults and Communities here at Barnet Council. And I really want to thank you all for coming here, which is virtually the final event in a week-long of activities that we've had on Silver Sunday, celebrating the contribution of older people to Barnet and the richness that people bring to Barnet and the community. And thinking about how can we join people up more and create more opportunities for people to get together. And it's really good that this is the first time we've done this in Barnet. I'm hoping it won't be the last. And it came about from a suggestion from the current mayoress, who suggested to us, had we heard of Silver Sunday? And it started in Westminster, and we'll hear a bit more about that later on. And we hadn't, but actually working together with staff within the council, across health, the voluntary sector and the Barnet Seniors Assembly, we've put together in a relatively short space of time what I hope you've all found a really enjoyable week of activities and different things going on.
First of all, before introducing myself, I just wanted to thank Peter from the BSA for all of his hard work in putting this whole weekend together, and also Matthew and all of the staff at Barnet Council for making this such a successful day. Thank you very much. So I'm Councillor Mark Shooter. I'm the 51st Mayor of the London Borough of Barnet. In case you're wondering, I'm also the youngest Mayor of Barnet ever, although I do feel now like the oldest. Mark Twain once said that age is an issue of mind over matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter. And I think that really does apply to all of us. I'm so proud to be Mayor this year, the year when we first started and decided to do Silver Sunday. It was my wife's idea. Actually, she heard about the concept to one of our mayoral engagements, and through her persistency and many phone calls, she managed to help persuade certain people in the council to take this on. And it really is amazing, because we'd actually given up on the idea, and then we just heard about a month ago it was happening. And she's so happy. She's not here, unfortunately, but she will be here later to enjoy some of the events. And I really do hope that everyone here makes the most of today. It's not just a Silver Sunday, it's a Silver Week, really, a week of events. And hopefully, you know, if we look at it in a different light, we could be a Silver Year, really, because we should enjoy every moment of life. So I just wanted to thank everyone for coming today and making this event such a success. There's not a single seat, people are standing, and I hope that next year there'll be double the number of people here from this year, and we just keep going from strength to strength.
Silver Sundays is a day of fun and free activities for older people across the UK. It's led by the Sir Simon Milton Foundation, and I have with me Julie Jones from the Sir Simon Milton Foundation. What was the initial instigation for this day?
Well, the initial instigation was a survey that had been published about 5 years ago, which really brought to life how lonely and isolated many older people say they feel. And this led to some discussions locally in central London, in Westminster, about what might we do about that? How might we bring some fun into this response to loneliness and isolation? Because we know that if we don't do something about it, it leads to mental and physical ill health in old age. And the idea of Silver Sunday came about. We have Mothering Sunday, we have Father's Day, and we don't have a single day, a weekend day, where children and adults and old people all come together to celebrate old age. We don't have a single day. So the idea of Silver Sunday came about. We had a pilot that year in Westminster, and I think it was 19 events. The year after, it spread a bit across London, and we were up to 150 events. The year after that, it was well into the late 300s, and this year, as of last Friday, it was 575, right across the country. Devon and Cornwall, Glasgow, Belfast, lots of the counties and lots of London boroughs. And here in Barnet, this afternoon tea party is enormously successful at the end of a big week for Barnet celebrating old age.
So what is the minimum age? How old do you have to be?
I suppose it's really over 65s, but we're not fussy. If younger people would like to come along, very, very welcome. And we know that isolation and loneliness really hits when people reach late 70s, early 80s. So a lot of the people who are benefiting from this, we know are probably into the latter end of old age, but not all of them. So for example, Silver Swans, the English National Ballet offer this year, I don't know how many 80-year-olds are doing it, I hope a few. And there are tea dances, there are discos, there are free entry to museums, lots of outdoor activity in gardens and in parks, activity classes, or just meeting up for fun, just to eat and drink. Meet old friends, make new ones.
So Silver Sundays is one day a year. What activities go on through the rest of the year?
Well, I think what we've seen today here in Barnet is how much is going on. People don't always know about it. And one of the benefits perhaps of bringing it all together in a big day that we call Silver Sunday is just to remind everybody about what particularly the voluntary sector is doing. Sometimes very small, sometimes quite significantly big in the bar. And the number of organisations who've turned up today to be part of this is really impressive.
So how can people get involved?
Well, I think the people who've come here today, their word of mouth is really important, because what we know is a good idea spreads quickly and a successful day will be talked about. So I think partly it is about people talking to each other about what a big difference it's made and what a great time they had.
And what if I want to host my own event?
If you want to host your own event, start with the Silver Sunday website. It's full of ideas, full of material you could use to get yourself started, and there'll be somebody to talk to about it. If you're a bit anxious about how to get started, please do that. It would be lovely if we had lots more events next year.
Or the year after?
Or the year after, and into the future. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I'm with Mark Shooter, the Mayor of Barnet, and you're quite involved in the instigation of bringing Silver Sunday to Barnet. Tell us about that.
Okay, so we met some of the other mayors in the centre of London when we first got elected, and the Mayor of Westminster, Lord and Lady Flight, were promoting as part of their mayoral charity the Silver Sunday event, which is an event which is run by the Simon Milton Foundation, the late Simon Milton, who passed away. He was the leader of the council in Westminster, and it was in honour and tribute to him that his name lives on that we have a Silver Sunday across the country. It's been a rapidly expanding event. This is the fourth year, and they're running hundreds of events similar to this across the country. Barnet Council hadn't heard of Silver Sunday. My wife, the mayoress, decided it'd be a really good idea to try and bring it here, and so she spent considerable time speaking to officers and trying to arrange it. We didn't think it was going to happen because it was so close to the actual weekend, but miraculously, thanks to the hard work of some of our officers in the council, that they've actually pulled it all together and produced a fabulous event, not just Silver Sunday, they've made a whole week of it. It's unbelievable. Every day there have been different activities all across the borough, and it's been such a success. I mean, you can see before there was not a single seat that was vacant. There were people standing all around the room. This is a huge room. There's hundreds of people here, and I just hope that, obviously I'm very proud to have instigated this event. I hope it's an annual event, and I hope it grows bigger and bigger every year, because it really is engaging and helping our elderly residents around the community to come together and to have a lovely social activity where they're meeting, greeting, eating, dancing, finding out new information and learning new skills. And I think it's fabulous that we promote this event.
So Silver Sunday is an annual event, and we hope it'll happen again next year. How does this relate to the policy towards older people in the borough through the rest of the year?
Well, London Borough Barnet is a very highly successful borough, and we have a big drive towards healthy living. We also have a much higher than average life expectancy, simply because it's affluent, healthy area where people are taking care of themselves and they're living longer. But we have a lot of hard work. We have many events going on all year round. We have the Barnet Seniors Assembly, where I've already spoken at a number of their events. I've only been there for 5 months, and they keep producing events, all different types, where, for example, they're having debates with senior famous people about some of the issues that are facing the elderly. But they're all across the borough. There are amazing events. I'm always incredibly humbled by some of the volunteers that are doing so much for the community, in every single capacity, and giving so much of their time. These are professionals that charge out a lot of money for their time in a professional capacity, but they are giving the time for free in order to try and help other people. So in Barnet, not only do we have a brilliant infrastructure in the council to help continue to look after the elderly, but we also have many volunteers and many volunteers groups that are only going from strength to strength and will continue growing.
So why are you here today?
Well, I was walking past the building, and I noticed the flags and I thought, hello, the doors are open. They're not usually open Sundays, so I thought, well, I'll go in and have a nose.
And what did you find?
And I found out the function, what was going on, quite interesting.
And if you see this happening next year, you say you'll probably come back?
Oh,
Why?
yes.
Why would that be?
Well, yeah, it's nice to see different people, talk to them, and you hear stories from their bygone days.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
So Silver Sunday took 2 routes to arrive in Barnet, partly through the Mayor's office and partly through the auspices of the Barnet Seniors Assembly. And with me is Peter Cragg from Barnet Seniors Assembly. And you are quite instrumental in making this day happen. But before we get to that, what is Barnet Seniors Assembly?
Barnet Seniors Assembly is a group of people who came together really in the beginning, and this is some years ago, as a pressure group. That's changed over time because we found that pressure doesn't work, but persuasion does. So we're in the business of getting as many people together, many organisations, many people, so we can promote the needs of older people and the public at large. And that's our main aim, is to help people who are lonely. Twice a year they come along and have a tea party. We communicate with them on a regular basis, and we're in our 2nd issue of something called The Insider, which is a publication, we hope, once every 2 months, that gives people information. It doesn't praise anything, it doesn't glorify anything, it doesn't complain about anything. It gives information. For instance, first edition was what is 111? An awful lot of people do not know what 111 is, but if they read The Insider, now they do.
Now, to me as an outsider, today seems like quite a success. How would you rate it?
I would certainly rate it a success. I'm associated with the banner behind me, Altogether Better. In fact, I was one of the founder members, if that's the word, and I've said these things are actually a changing culture. And great success is very difficult in the early days. But I've said that 7 years would be a good span of time to actually come back and judge whether you've won. All the time, of course, you've got to have all the support of all the people, including the council, in order to keep it going and growing. So it is a partnership.
My name is Ophelia Amos.
So, why are you here today?
Well, I've come to just see what's going on because I do Tai Chi at the Meritage Club, and I also do Tai Chi at the Parkinson's unit. I help out there as a volunteer. And of course, I just came to see what was going on here in case I can be of any assistance, to help out with anything else.
And what did you find when you came here?
It's very interesting, and there's a lovely spread and lots of different things to do. I had a go at some of the painting, and I've got a picture up there that I've just done.
So you got your picture on the wall, that's quite exciting.
It is very
I remember
exciting.
at school that was always my favourite bit. It was the thing we all aspired to.
That's right.
So have you found things that you will be able to use later throughout the year?
Well, I could do a bit of that painting, I think, yes, definitely.
So do you think, what I mean is this event something that you think will help you through the rest of the year? And how would it?
Well, I mean, it's definitely given me a chance to find out more about what's going on in the community.
I'm Matthew Kendall, I'm Director of Adults and Communities here at Barnet Council. So I'm responsible for adult social care services within Barnet. We've done a week-long set of activities which have all been focused on various things. So there's been art clubs, dance classes, Tai Chi, coffee mornings, tea afternoons, lots of information and advice. And lots of these events happen anyway in Barnet, but what we've done is we've put them all together in a programme, bringing together different organisations and voluntary sector groups that make these things happen into 1 week to show people what's available in their local community, what they can get involved in and what they can volunteer to help run in their parts of Barnet as well if they want to. If you want to get involved, the best way to do that is to contact Barnet Seniors Assembly and talk to them about the opportunities here. You can also contact Age UK Barnet, who will be able to tell you about the opportunities that are available within the Barnet area. And if you wanted to contact Social Care Direct, which is the council's front door for social care, they would be able to direct you into the voluntary sector groups that are operating in Barnet and how you might get involved.
We are the prevention team in Adults and Communities, and we've been supporting this event today. It's been absolutely fantastic for us to get to know people who live in our communities and find out what's important to them. That's really important that we hear about it so that we can go away and think more about, well, how do we support older people in our communities? So it's been great to do that in a really fun atmosphere and environment so that people don't feel that they are lonely and that they're on their own and that there are lots of things available for them.
One of the charming aspects of Silver Sunday here at Hendon Town Hall has been the artwork in the corridors and throughout the event. And the organiser of this artwork is Talia Leaf, who is with me now. Tell me about it.
Yes, well, I'm one of the care advisors from the Integrated Care and Quality Home team over in Barnet. And together with the Prevention and Wellbeing team, we organised an exhibition at North London Business Park from Monday the 28th of September to the 2nd of October for Silver Sunday. And different care homes across Barnet participated. We're fortunate to have Dr. French Memorial Home here today at Hendon Town Hall, who actually painted the work behind me here. And they also came to see the art displayed at the business park. And we moved the exhibition to Hendon Town Hall for the Silver Sundays celebrations today so that more people could actually see it.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Jan, you are apparently the activities coordinator. Tell me about how important these activities are for the group.
Well, socially, just to get a group of residents together, when they're new to the home, they don't necessarily have people that they know, so it's a good way to make a friendship. And it brings out a side of them that we don't necessarily know about, and as staff, we learn so much from them. And we do art, but we do poetry, we have music, quizzes, and whatever they may wish to do. It could be gardening, whatever we want, or whatever they want, because it's their choice.
So ladies, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for the artwork and for brightening up Hendon Town Hall. We look forward to seeing you next year. Silver Sundays seems to have been a great success, and we look forward to seeing it all again next year. I'm Johnny Mindlin for Barnet TV.